We're back with Geert Wilders, Dutch politician, leader of the Party for Freedom. Great to have you back. So I want to talk about the rising Euro-scepticism. Prominent U.S. politician and author Pat Buchanan, I'm sure you know who he is. He recently said that nationalism is on the rise while globalization is a thing of the past. Do you share his point of view?
Yes, I think it does, but I call it myself patriotism. I'm a patriot. I believe we should be all patriots. I believe a lot of Russians are patriots as well, and we should be proud of our own country. And you know what happened in the last decades is that our national sovereignty in the European Union collapsed. There came a European superstate of all European elections that nobody in Holland or in Belgium or in the United Kingdom, nobody not only knows them, but nobody voted for them. And they are in charge now of almost all the lawmaking process in our own country. So we lost our identity, we lost our national sovereignty to the European Union, an institution that really a lot of people in the West don't like so much anymore. I have nothing against Europe, but I have a lot against the European Union as an organization. And what we want to regain control over our own borders, over our own money, over our own budget, all rights that we have given to the bureaucrats in Brussels, and we want it back. I mean, everybody knows that Spanish people are different than Swedish people. My own Dutch people are not the same as Portuguese. And it's a good thing. There is not a European people. It doesn't exist. I mean, several countries exist. So I believe we should cooperate in an economical way with the internal market and trade between one another. Everybody can benefit from that. But we should stop with the political project called the European Union, because that's a big failure, to be honest.
But you're not the only one actually voicing this concern. There is France that's being actually very worried about the immigration problems. Switzerland is tightening its borders. Also, Britain is sounding alarm. Do you think it's something that's going to pass, or is it something that's actually going to escalate into something bigger?
Well, it's not going to pass. I mean, let's be honest, all the Europhiles, all those pro-European parties, they ignore the problem. They say that it's ridiculous, and they ignore it, and they will not act on it. And you see that parties like mine, but also in the United Kingdom and France, we will probably, if not win the elections in the end of May for the European Parliament, we will be number one or number two on the national elections. So millions of people in Europe, and that's why the elections in May are so historical for Europe, because for the first time millions of people will cast their vote against the European Union. People who want less European Union, who will be in control of their own money, of their own budget, of their own borders, of their own lawmaking. And those parties, and that's another reason why the elections will be crucial and historic, will also hopefully be able to work together in the European Parliament to sound a different voice, to cast a different vote in the European Parliament. And that will not only have an enormous effect on the European politics, but also on the national politics. A lot of things will really change. People are fed up that big fat bureaucrats in Brussels, who nobody elected, are doing the most crazy things that are not good for our country. Let me give you one example. We have, in my country, in the Netherlands, but in many other Western European countries, we have had a raising of taxes. We have had austerity programs of billions of euros, and we send that money to Greece, to Cyprus, to Portugal, to weaker European countries. And at the same time, people in Holland, they had less money in their pockets, and we send that money abroad. And people are fed up with that. We want, with 700,000 unemployed people in the Netherlands, we don't want more immigrants from other countries to come here. We want the jobs to be there for our own people. Like, I think it's very logic as well.